This is a very important exercise because this is going to give you the very reasons why AHSIA exists. Let's talk first about the programs. Very clearly, very simply, we can say that programs are AHSIA's initiative to achieve 3 goals. Very important, 3 goals. The first goal is, we put it that way, paving the road ahead for our institution's success as part of a network. Basically, one of the key things that we will highlight again and again and again for everybody is that healthcare is changing. The old-fashioned way we used to manage healthcare institutions is no longer working. And if we keep doing our implementation or our administration the same way, we are set to fail again and again and again. Therefore, we need to start designing the new ways we are going to organize and implement the future of healthcare in Inter-America. And one of the roles of AHSIA is to help what I call paving, preparing, organizing ways and strategies for our institution to look after what are the best strategy for success and what are the best business model that we're going to implement in the future. And the idea, one of the first reason why we're here is to help this paving the road ahead for our institutions. The second point, the second goal we want to achieve is bridging Adventist communities and Adventist institutions. Brothers and sisters, this is a reality, and this is a very sad reality that many of our institutions have been developed quite far, quite disconnected from the Adventist community. And I'm not talking about just only participation of our institutions in evangelistic campaigns or activities with the church community. I'm talking about the very idea that our pioneer founder of the Adventist organization had this in mind, that we are building up healthcare facilities and healthcare possibilities so that our community can be in good health, can have access to health and health services. Therefore, bridging Adventist community members with Adventist healthcare institutions is one of the goals of AHSIA. Another goal that we have for AHSIA, for the programs in AHSIA, is helping Adventist healthcare services to take the next curve in the Adventist healthcare, in the healthcare industries in 21st centuries, because these industries have been changing, and as a matter of fact, have been rapidly disrupting significantly since the last decades. Again, healthcare are changing, and we need to change along with that. If not, we are all going to fail. We are all going to die. Talking about the program, we want to say, to give you a clear idea of what we're talking about, that programs at AHSIA are sustainable. The AHSIA's program are sustainable, and they are conceived to become functional structure of AHSIA. Basically, what we are saying that in the future, it will be possible to identify and to track out what AHSIA is doing by following up the programs of AHSIA. The programs will be usually implemented in a form of projects, and the program will enable the objective for you, for board members to measure AHSIA's performance by measuring the project, the deliverance of projects outcome from AHSIA. The last thing we wanted to say about programs at AHSIA is the fact that programs are intended to be primarily funded by appropriations from the Inter-American Division, and by donations from the philanthropy program that we will put forward and implement as well. This was an overall picture of what we call programs at AHSIA. In the next slides, we will outline for you which are the programs and tell you more about the programs that we have at AHSIA. Services. We call services the initiatives that aim to achieve the following goals: develop, share, and orient our institutions on standards, protocols, norms that are established for the healthcare services in Inter-America. That's the first goal of our services. Our services also are here to support the development of operations, or the development of the operations of the healthcare institutions as needed and as possible. We are here to support our healthcare institutions, and this is through the services that we're going to do that. We're here also to cater to emergent needs and help our institutions to cope with crisis. So we are facing and we will be facing difficult situations. I'm talking about our institutions, and one of the role of AHSIA is to help facing emergent needs. Provide key services that are better supplied at an international level. This is important to understand this aspect. There are services that our institutions need. It is best suitable, but it is easier to provide the services at an international level rather than at a national level. Let's talk about, for instance, international purchase. This service is something that can be done much more effectively if we do it on a very large scale. Not when we consider the size and what our institutions are, it is much more effective to organize these services at a higher level. We say to unleash the full potential of the network of AHSIA network. We're talking about the network of the institution by identifying or creating opportunities, possible opportunities when action are taken at a large group. Put it clearly is that, look like what we said, there are partnerships, there are mechanisms, there are opportunities that might exist, but that cannot be accessible for our institutions as unique institutions because we are so small. If we are together as a group, we can find possibilities to get access to more opportunities. And the last objective that we put here is to develop the network and to build partnership. We say here that the AHSIA services are primarily funded by the cotization of the members. We will come back to this. In the AHSIA's constitution, it is planned, it is foreseen that the member institution will contribute with a monthly contribution for the implementation of these services. So we're talking about members institution cotization and also service fees that are linked with those services. At this stage, I would like to just pause a little bit to highlight the difference between program and services. The first one is program is structuring the activities of AHSIA as an institution, and it is funded by the appropriation from the Inter-American Division's budget. And the services are services that are directly addressing the needs and the crisis and the challenges that the institutions are facing on a day-to-day basis when we are supporting. This is what we call services, and these services are planned to be supported by the contribution or the fee or the participation of member institutions. Now, we are going to quickly look at a glance to have an overview of the programs and the services that by 2022 we are going to implement. Keep in mind that most of what we are going to say are already been implemented by AHSIA since the last 10 years and more, that this presentation is helping us to structure in our mind the way it is organized so that we can understand and the reasons why, not only our network and the coordination for this network exists and why we are contributing to this. In terms of program, AHSIA this year is considering 3 programs. The first one is the Personal Health Management Program, which we call the DREAM program. And the goal of this program is to provide information, education, and communication to all. And basically the project that we are looking forward is to deliver what we call the DREAM app. We're not going to take too many times in this presentation for this, but basically the idea is to achieve 2 goals. The first one is to help, is to give tools, is to create tools where the institution can directly help community members by having this possibility of a personal management tools, but also is to create this link between the community and the institution. With this application, institutions will be directly linked with the health, with the Adventist community, because as the IAD is also communicating directly with the churches, we are going to build up the interest of the churches for our institutions. Therefore, this app is going to be the bridge between the community and the institutions that we do have. A second program is the Primary Healthcare Support Program, which we call the LIFE program, Lasting Intervention for the Enhancement of Health, LIFE Health program. The goal of this program is to establish primary healthcare as the front runner and the entry door for our healthcare system. Brothers and sisters, in history, we have been very timid in terms of supporting our healthcare clinic, our healthcare centers, our dental clinic, our outpatient, our community outreach activities, medical brigades. These are activities that are implementing a large amount of services, of healthcare services, under the name of Adventist services. But we are not supporting them enough. And the idea of this program is to actually bring support to this program and make this program to become the main flagship program for the Inter-American Division's healthcare services. Therefore, we create an open door where we go to the community and the community can come to us and help with our institution's development. Therefore, we say that we are implementing 3 pilot projects. So far, we are in discussion with the Belize Union, where we are going to send a missionary doctor. We are in discussion with Haiti, in the northern part of Haiti, where they have a small healthcare institution that we are going to help build up, create, and implement. And also we are working on various projects of Adventist medical brigades where we are going to power them. One thing I would like to highlight for you in this program is there are 3 pillars for this program. The first pillar is institution structuring and building, so supporting the institution, supporting the staff to bring services. The second pillar is to develop a very solid community health program with the community. When I say with the community, for the community, and to bring essential care to people in the community. And the third one is the modernization of this structure, where we are going to start implementing digital medicine with our primary healthcare services. And as a matter of fact, I can even already tell you that we've already acquired a system that is a system for digital clinic that will be used in this program. And in the last program that we want to share with you is probably the largest one and the one that traditionally that we used to use, but we are structuring it in a way that we make it becoming the meal program, monitoring and evaluation for the enhancement, the accreditation, the accountability, and the lessons learned. It is very important to understand that this program is here to institute and to enforce a culture of accountability and mechanism for resources and incentives against progress for our institutions. What we meant by this is that the Inter-American Division in AHSIA are absolutely happy and honored to keep supporting our institutions, but we need to be able to support our institutions based on the very idea that these institutions are growing, are improving, are implementing effective actions for the well-being of the community, meaning that we're going to track out the results of our institutions and to know exactly what exactly our institutions are being delivering, so that we can have ways to monitor, to evaluate, and to improve. And as we are improving, the idea is we are going to incentivize our institution to do better. We are going to reward our institutions that are doing better, so that we actually we stop the process that we have right now to support for the sake of supporting Adventist healthcare institution, but to support when an institution is showing real dedication to success and to completeness. There will be many activities, many projects in this meal project. Among those, I can talk to you about the monitoring and evaluation strategic plan. This is a very important part of it. Establish a monitoring and evaluation accreditation commission. This will take time, but this is something that will be done with the unions and the institutions to establish a commission for the accreditation of our institutions, to come to a point where we can say that these institutions is entitled to call itself Adventist healthcare institutions. Also, to purchase hospital information system. This is very important, and create database program. We need to have data. We do not have a very good data system in our institutions. It is absolutely difficult to get access to report in our institutions, and the report that we are receiving are not complete, not even talking about whether or not they are accurate. So we need to have systems to do that. And just for your information, we have started to work with the Hospital of Honduras, developing a program, hospital information system that is a very complete hospital information system, and see which are amongst our hospitals that are fit to this. So far, we have 5 hospitals that seems to be interested in this program, and us at AHSIA, we are willing to support and to help our hospitals to acquire this program so that they can manage better their institutions. This is very good for you, President of Union and President of Boards of Hospital, to know that this program will give you dashboards that will give you possibility to track the progress at all levels of our institution. We want to support that. We are going to accompany that and make it possible that we can have systems for health, for hospital management that are compliant, but also that are comprehensive. We are going to develop policies. We are continuing to develop policies and protocols, but also share them and train people in those policies. We are going to also establish accreditation norms, but also accreditation process. Again, we are going slowly toward the process of accrediting our institution. Not every institution should bear the name Adventist, because again, quality, organization, responsibility, sustainability, security, and safety are the DNA markers of our institutions. Appraisal and acknowledgements as well for our institutions. So these are what we want to establish to set our program, monitoring and evaluation for accreditation, for enhancement, accreditation, accountability, and lessons learned. Let's start to finish with that about service from AHSIA to the healthcare services, healthcare institutions in the Inter-American Division. Brothers and sisters, it is very important to understand that we are here to serve. We are here to bring to you services that is important for the institution to thrive and to become better institution than what we are right now. There is a list, very exhaustive list of services that is already been provided by the Inter-American Division, by AHSIA, to the institutions. We have the Health Education and Learning Institute, we have the Professional Liability Insurance, etc. But if I want to highlight some of the services, most important services, I would say, highlight two of those services. I would talk about the fact that we are going to put a very, very big investment into developing policies and protocols with and for the institutions. The Health Education and Learning Institute, in this particular program and project, we have had a lot of successes. You need to know that we've already discussing with obviously with Loma Linda University, but also Andrews University is buying into this idea of establishing a health and learning health learning and education for continuous education with Inter-American Division. And also since last year, we've started to talk with obviously the Montemorelos University, which has so many resources and capacity to help our healthcare professionals to go and healthcare leaders to go. Financial services, we time to time provide financial support to our institutions. Maintenance, repair, and supply management. This is a very big challenge for our hospitals that is not fully, anyway, not effectively addressed. We are discussing right now with one of our major institutions to figure out where we can develop a team that is dedicated to maintenance and repair of very sophisticated and complicated equipment that we have in our hospitals. And this is in itself a very big support service that we want to bring. We want to also talk about the development support of our network of institutions, but also talking about image and marketing and publicity for our institutions. And the last services, it is listed at the last, but it's not at all the list of the services. This is what we call technology integration. Brothers and sisters, once again, healthcare is changing. In the past, we knew that the traditional tools of doctors was the stethoscopes and the blood pressure cuff. But in the future, in the present time, the primary tool for our physicians is going to be the new technologies of any form, of any sort. Therefore, we need to take that curve. And it is going to be difficult for institutions in isolation to develop by itself possibility to do that. But this is where we come to take the risks for the institution and to move forward with disruptive technology and slowly, little by little, and gradually help our institution to modernize their infrastructure and to know that digitalized medicine is not the future of medicine, it's already the present of medicine. And if we don't go that route, we will not just fail, we will die in the process.